Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will learn about the list types in Power Automate Desktop. So let's get started. So to create a list type, we have to use create new list, and then we have to name the list. So here it is by default list. So we can say list items. Okay, and so this list will be created with the name of list items. Okay. Now if I want to add some items in this list, I can say add item to list, and here I will give the item. Let's say I want to add one, and here I'll have to choose the list name. So I have list items. Okay, and let's say I want to add another item here, and I want to name it as John, and into the list I can choose the list item and click on save. Let's add one more item in the list. Drag and drop add item to list and put the name as Mark and select the variable as list items. So if you want to see what and all attributes it has, so it has an attribute called dot count, which will give the count of the list in the list items. Okay, so let's choose the name as of now and click on save. Right, and then what we can do is the moment I will run the bot, all these items will be added in the list items. So let's click on run. Right, and on the right side you can see that it has value 1, John and Mark added into the list items type. Okay, so now this is done. Now let's say if I want to remove an item from the list. So what I can do is I can just come and say I want to remove it based on the index. At index, let's say I want to remove the value of John. So John is at the first index, and from list I'll choose the list name. Click on save and then click on run. Here you can see that John is removed from the list item because we have specified the index of 1, right? And let's see if I want to remove it based on the value. So I will give the value as 1 and then just run the bot, and you will see the result in the list items that the one will be removed from the final list. Right, so here you can see that the one is removed. Okay, so now this is done. So we have learned about how to create the list and then how to add item into the list, and we have also learned how to remove the item from the list based on the index and also based on the value. So now we will learn how to sort the list. So here you can see that when we added an item into the list, it has one, which is numeric type, right? And then if we try to add these items into the list, it will be possible. I mean, we can add these items into the list, but when we are going to sort the list, it will give an error, right? So let me just show the error what you will get. So when I will run this bot, you will see that it will be able to add the items into the list, but when it is going to sort the list, it will give an error. It says that object must be of type decimal. But if you wrap this one into the single quotes and then you sort it in the ascending order, you will be able to sort it. So bot is running now, and you see that it is able to sort it properly. Okay, so this is how, if your items are of string type and numeric type of both, in that case you'll have to make the numeric as, you'll have to put the numeric types in the double quotes or single quotes so that the sorting does not get affected. Okay, so now this is sorting is done. Let's say I want to shuffle this list, right? So to shuffle this list, I will use the shuffle list action, and then here I'll choose the list name and click on save, and then run the bot. You will see that the order of the items in the list will be shuffled. So here it says that one John Mark, and if you run it again, the order will be changed. It says Mark 1 John, right? So this is how we can use the shuffle list. Okay, so now another action is reverse list, right? So let's say I have already a list item, and then what I want to do is I want to reverse it. So I can click on save and then run the bot. Then you will see that items will be added. First item will be 1, then Mark and John, and then it will be reversed. So now it is John, Mark and 1. So this is how you can use the reverse list. So let's say if I have duplicate item into the list, so let's say I have Mark 2 times, right? And then I want to remove the duplicate items from the list. I can just use the remove duplicate items from the list. Take this action, name the action, and here I'm saying that ignore text case while searching for the duplicate items. So if you want to ignore the case of the text, you can just turn it on, and then even if one item is in the all capital letter, another item is all small letter, then also it will be able to remove the duplicate items. So let's run the bot and see how it is going to work. So now you see that the bot is going to run. It will first add the items into the list, and then see, it has removed the duplicate item. So mark is only one time, right? Okay. So another thing we have is clear list. So let's say you have added all the items into the list, then you remove the duplicate items, and then you want to clear this list. You can select the list name and then click on save and then click on run. So it will first add the item. So I'm going to just put the breakpoint to show you how it will clear the list. So now you see that all the list items are added, and then when you click on run next action, it will be cleared. So list is cleared here, right? So this is how you can use the clear list action to clear all the items from the list. So now we are going to learn about the merge list. So to use the merge list, we'll have to create one more list. I will just do create new list, and I will name it as list 2. Okay, and in this list I'll add few items. Let's say I will add uh, so I'll choose the list first. Okay, so let's put the item name. So let's say I'm going to put as uh, Peter, and the list I can choose is list 2. Okay, and I will add one more item here. So item can be, let's say, Trevor, and then here I can choose the list 2. Okay, so I have two lists. One is list items, other one is list 2, and these are the items which will be added. And then when I will use this merge list, so it will add both the lists, and it will store the uh, new list in the output list variable. So let's say the first list is, let's say, list 2, second list is list items, right? And then when I will run this bot, you will see, I'll just put a breakpoint here. So once I will run the bot, you will see that the output list will have both the items, I mean items from both the list into output list variable. So when I click on run next action, you will see all the items are added here, right? Okay, so now we will see how find common list items work. So for that, what we will do is we will edit this item and say that, okay, here also we will have mark. Okay, and then what I will do is I will use the find common list items, and here I will specify the list. So first list is, let's say, list 2, second list is list items, and the output will be available in the intersection list. Okay, so what I will do is now I will run the bot and see what this intersection list will have. So now when I will run the bot, you will see the result available in the intersection list. So you can see here that the intersection list is having mark because mark is common in both the list, right? So this is how find common list items work, right? And let's say if I want to use the subtract list, so I can just drag and drop the subtract list. And let's say I want to subtract the list. So first I will use the list items, and second list I'll keep the list 2, and the output will be available in the list difference. So I will click on save, and then I will run the bot. So when I will run the bot, you will see that the difference between the two lists will be available in the list difference variable, right? And here you can see that uh, it is of list of text values, and the difference list items are available in the list difference. Okay, okay, so now that we know that so everything when we use the merge list, right, to merge both the list, and the output was available in the output list variable. So here we can perform the for each loop, right? So once we will use for each loop on the output list variable, so in that case current item will be available in the current item variable. When I say that, I mean that in the first attempt it will be having a mark, and in the second iteration it will have Trevor, in third iteration it will have one Mark John. Like this it will be looping through. So I will use a display message action to show what current item contains when we perform a for each loop on the output list variable. Okay, so I have dragged and dropped the display message, and here I will print the current item. So I will just take the current item variable from here, and then I will run the bot. And then once I will click on the run, it will again start adding the items into the respective lists, and then it will perform the iteration. So first it is having mark, second it will have Trevor, then it will have 1, then Mark, John, Mark. So all the items are. So we have performed the loop on the output list. So this is how you can use the list in your project. So this is all about the list. So if you have any question, you can post it in the comment. And if you're working on a project and you're stuck somewhere, so you can put that also in the comment so that I can look into it and I can help you with that as well. If you like this video, please click on the like button and please subscribe my YouTube channel.